So you're building an app in something like Lovable or Bolt and you get stuck on an error. The AI goes around in loops over and over and over again trying to solve this problem, and you just can't quite prompt it so that your app can actually work like you intended it to. This happens so often, and today I want to give you 6 really easy ways to solve any AI bugs in your apps so that you can actually launch and start getting real paying customers. If you don't know me, my name is Chris, and for the last 15 years I've been designing apps and advising startups on product and design, and I believe the next wave of incredible businesses is going to be built using these AI tools. And with that said, let's get into the 6 ways to fix your AI bugs today.
Build great products. Build great products.
So you're building an app with AI, but you're stuck in an AI bug doom loop, basically, and you're going round and round in circles trying to fix this error in your AI coding tool, whether that's Lovable or Replit or Bolt or whatever tool you're kind of using. This is super, super common, and it happens like surprisingly often when you're building AI apps. And so I want to show you like 6 ways that you can easily like solve this, and they're in increasing severity. So we're gonna basically try off with like each step. If it doesn't work, you kind of go on to the next step to try and fix your bug. And so I'm actually going to add like an early step here, which is like not included in this list, which you've probably already tried, which is like click the fix button, which you've probably done like a million times to try and fix something in the AI coding tool that you're using, and it just doesn't fix it. It's just not working. And so how can we actually fix this kind of like AI bug doom loop behavior that we get stuck in without actually writing the code ourselves or hiring a developer to write that code? So the first way I would basically do is to change the way that you're prompting to fix these bugs. So what we want to do here is we want to basically say like, can you investigate this? Can you investigate why this is happening and propose a way to fix, and propose a plan to fix it. So the first step is basically like helping the AI to kind of investigate itself, investigate the code that it's written, and do like a research task instead of doing a bug fix task. And so this will kind of like break this process up into 2 steps, and this can help because it basically like helps the AI like create a plan of like how it might fix this bug. And then it also gives it context, because the AI agents that you're working with to build apps, to write code, are basically referencing the chat history as well as your code base in order to write the code. So it knows what you've worked on in your chat history, and it knows the context, like things that have happened before. So if you specifically get it to write a plan in the chat history, and you can turn on the chat mode here in like Lovable or Bolt or whatever you're using. So turn on chat mode instead of edit mode, and it will come up with a plan, and then that will often like help it to fix the error. Now this sometimes doesn't work, so we have to move to the next step here. So the next step here to fix any errors that your AI coding tool is having is to recreate and investigate the error. And I would use like a dev tools to do this in your browser. So if you're using like a Lovable or something in your browser, basically open that app into like a new tab, and then just open the dev tools panel. And you do this basically by, so if I go into an app here that I've got in Lovable, basically I would go to open this preview, and then I would go into, you can either do this by right clicking and doing inspect, or you can just press F12. But what this is going to give you is going to give you the developer tools, and what you want to click on is you want to go to the console here. The entire reason that we're doing this step now is to basically kind of investigate the bug ourselves and provide better context for the AI to fix that bug. And what you want to do then is you want to actually do like an action here. You want to, this is just built a landing page for this app, so this isn't actually going to do anything when I click these buttons. But what we're going to do is we're going to use the functionality in our app, and then we're going to see what happens here in this log in the console. And what will happen is you'll get things that will come up basically a log of like everything that's happening behind the scenes in your app, and you'll get a bunch of issues pulled out down the bottom as well, and sometimes stuff will flag in the log up at the top here in red as well. And then what you would do is you would copy that information over and put that back into Lovable, so paste that into your Lovable chat there, or whatever tool you're using, paste that back in, then give the AI a much better context of how to fix your error. So this basically, the reason this can work is because it gives basically gives the AI the exact context of what's happening, so that it can better fix the error behind the scenes. And if you've got multiple errors, you can always like break down multiple errors here as well, step by step, which has the benefit of basically giving the agent, like giving the AI one thing to fix at a time, which can be super helpful just to give the AI like one clear focus. Like if you've got, it might be that the reason that you're going round and round in circles is because there's multiple bugs happening, and one might be impacting another behind the scenes, or one might be fixing one might be causing a bunch of other bugs, and then that might be going back and like causing the original bug to happen again. Sometimes you like are dealing with multiple things, and so like being able to actually see the error logs, what's happening in the console, and like giving it context of individual errors one at a time can really help it to like fix those in more detail. The next step I would take here, if that's really not working, is to try that approach, but try it with different AI models. And basically the reason that this works is that different AI models work in different ways, and each of them will try and fix the problem in different ways as well. Another way that you could do this would be to try a different AI model, or to like try a bigger AI model. So if you're using Claude for Sonnet, for example, try Opus. So we're going to go from like Sonnet to Opus, or just try something completely different, like from a different AI provider. Like try Gemini 2.5 Pro if you've been using Sonnet, or try Sonnet if you've been using Gemini, that sort of thing, and see if that will help fix the problem. The fourth step that we're going to do here is we're going to try to fix the bug with no context, so in a completely new chat. And the reason that this works is because basically a lot of AI coding tools over-index on your chat history to make changes. So they'll like over-emphasize the chat history that you've got in that session to actually make changes to your code. And what we're doing by like giving it a clean slate is letting it figure it out from scratch, basically. Let the AI like figure it out from scratch, which can be like a useful way of approaching errors. And you can also combine this step with like some of the other steps that we've got here as well. So we can combine it with that one, we can combine it with that one. So we'll try with like no context and then go back through this list again as well. So you can try it with no context and then prompt it to investigate the error and see what it finds. If it finds something different, hopefully it will fix it better that way. And so that's step 4 for fixing any AI errors in your code when you're building apps with AI. The fifth step here, we're getting increasingly more effort here into like fixing your bugs. And so the fifth way of fixing bugs in your AI coding tool will be to take your code into another tool completely. So like if you're working in Lovable, so go from like Lovable to Cursor and Claude Code, for example, because that can just be like a completely different tool. Using a completely different tool again can like give it a very different way of approaching the problem. All of these tools have system prompts and instructions which tell it how to behave, basically. So if you use a different tool that is told to behave in a different way, it can have a better chance of fixing a bug that you've come up against. And so that is another way. If none of these 4 work in the same tool, so these are all 4 ways for doing it in the same tool that you're all working in to start off with. If the 5th way here is to just take it out, sync it with GitHub, basically. So sync to GitHub, download from GitHub, and bring it into another tool. And then the 6th and final way here which is going to be the most destructive way that we can think about doing this, is really if none of this works, if none of these 5 steps work, which I would be surprised if none of them do work, because most of the time, like, getting some way down this path is actually going to just help you like fix that bug. I would really just revert and build the feature. This can be difficult though, so like you might not have the checkpoint in your chat history. You might have tried so often to like fix this bug that actually your chat history doesn't allow you, or your saved kind of versions don't allow you to like go back to that step. There are some tools which basically let you save versions, or what you can do is get into the practice of basically syncing to GitHub before fixing an error or a bug, and then you can always revert to what you've got stored in your GitHub repository. If you've spent ages and ages trying to fix this trying to fix this feature that you've built and it just doesn't work, or worst case, you can like prompt to remove the feature entirely, remove the feature and rebuild from scratch. This is going to have the disadvantage that it could potentially add a little bit of bloat of extra code that you don't need, because essentially you built something and then you're taking it out. You probably won't take out, the AI won't take out every single thing that you've built. It's going to leave some artifacts in your code and then you're rebuilding it from scratch again. But that can be a way of like addressing any bugs that you've come up against. And then like here's a bonus 7 step here, which we really don't want to get to, but if you really can't go any further, you might have to hire a dev. But I really think that like these 6 ways here are like the step-by-step way to fix any bugs that are happening in your AI coding tool when you're building your app. I think like this is going to cover like 95% of cases where bugs come up and you can't fix them just by going through these steps. And then in the 5%, you might actually have to bring on someone with a bit more technical knowledge. But hopefully that will help you in your app building journey using AI tools. And so let's get into my final thoughts on this. So you can see there how just following this process for bug fixing in AI app builders and coding tools can lead to you increasing the chances that you're going to be able to fix your bugs without actually needing technical support. It can be a huge time saver to just have this process in place, to know the steps that you're exactly going to take if and when a bug does come up, because they will come up when you're building, let's face it, and they're going to come up probably sooner than you think. AI loves to make mistakes, and it's really good to have a process just to work around those and actually fix the bugs with a relatively high percentage of accuracy. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you are building an app and you're interested in actually launching it and making a profit, then head over to school.com/AI apps to learn more about my community and join today. Thank you for watching and see you next time.
Build great product. Build great product.